Welcome back to my latest pool breakout review. Tim here to break it all down for you. Today we got best shot making advice ever, so stick around if you're looking to start firing in all your shots. Make sure you destroy that like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel because we're getting better every day. This is a process, and I guarantee if you're part of this community, then you're gonna get better a little at a time. That's what we're here to do. It doesn't all happen in a day, just like Rome. So, yeah, let's take a look at this. First one I got to make is the 7-ball. It's right on the rail. I got to hit it straight in. Obviously, I'm going to be using topspin. One of the biggest things I've been talking about lately is keeping your shoulders level. Okay, keep those shoulders level, and when you have shots against the rail, it's a little tougher because you got a hand or an elbow that's up on the rail instead of down on the felt, which brings up one side of your body, and you got to be at least cognizant of that. So that is one thing that might be thrown off your line of sight. Make sure you're able to get a good line of sight and you're able to see where you're actually pointing your cue at. So here, I'm going to hit the 5-ball in next. Kind of the same thing I'm talking about here. One thing that I've been thinking about is kind of keeping the left shoulder down so I can have my eyes level over my cue, seeing straight, know what I'm shooting at. I talked about in my last video not compensating, all right? Like for me, I know that I tend to when I'm hitting the left side of the cue ball to make the object ball go right, I tend to undercut it, and vice versa. When I'm hitting toward the right side of the object ball to make it go left, I tend to overcut it. But I'm not going to compensate. I'm just going to fix my line of sight, be aware of how I might be seeing it incorrectly, and try to fix that. I might have to move my head a little bit to the right because I'm actually left eye dominant, so I like to get my left eye right over my cue so that I'm seeing it straight. And like I said, just make sure I have a solid stance, make sure I have level shoulders, everything like that. And it seems to be definitely helping. Once you find that line of sight, then you just got to trust it, and you got to have a smooth stroke that's straight. You're not trying to steer it. You're not moving your bridge hand. Different types of things you've heard before. You don't want your elbow jetting out like a chicken wing. You want to keep that in and solid. For me, a little bit of wrist movement is fine, but I also don't want to squeeze with my fingers as I'm shooting. I got to keep it loose. I got to keep my grip loose. All right, so here, let's see. I'm gonna punch that one in, and a little bit of low English on that to keep it up here. Now we got to look at the order of which we want to hit these balls in. That one ball does not go on the side, so I'm going to have to line that up at some point. This one I'm just going to follow so that it goes off 2 rails and comes behind this 14-ball maybe, whatever it is. 10-ball maybe. I want to kind of line up for that on the next one here. Don't want to hit it too hard. Remember, when you're using topspin, the ball is going to come off faster than it does when you're using straight ball action or draw on the ball. Drawing the ball slows it down. Topspin speeds it up because it's got all that momentum as it's rolling. So here, so I'm going to draw this so that I can line it up for that red stripy ball. Looks like the 11. I'm going to go kind of gentle so it goes off 1 rail and kind of stays in the vicinity of an area where I can actually make it. And preferably I'd be straight in so that I can leave it there for the last shot. And that's pretty good. Got some good draw on it, but also went at a speed to where this is makeable. Now, again, like I said before, this is the type of shot that I tend to undercut, so I got to be aware of that going into it. Just make sure I'm lined up, make sure I'm focusing on my point of aim, level shoulders, straight stroke, and just trust my line of sight. Hit it a little harder than I would have liked. You know, I was hoping that by drawing it, it would kind of keep it more over against the rail. But I'm going to go into this. You know, first thing I said to myself is, I can make this shot. You know, you got to have belief in yourself, like I've mentioned before. I'm going to take a little bit of extra time to line this up. It's a little off the rail, so I can slide it up the rail a little bit. Gives me a little bit bigger target. And there we go. That's all you need to know.